Alright, hello. Today I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my top 4 Nightrose deck from BROAO region for V Premium. Uh, yeah, I ended up 4th. I went 7-1 in Swiss and won my quarterfinals, lost in the semifinals, and then lost the tiebreaker. For my Nightrose deck, I'm very satisfied with how I played and how the deck's built. I just think that I did make some minor misplays in the semifinals. And then you're also very reliant on certain pieces. For my grade 3s, I'm running 4 Nitros. This is my main ride target. I really like the unit. Very powerful. And just my main ride allows you to attack with Skull Dragons 4 times, so it's a very powerful finishing turn. You can use her to farm with Ghost Ships, attack with those 4 times. Just farm hand. I run 3 Skull Dragons. I really want to be able to do those those quad Skull Dragon turns for my finisher, so I run 3 just since I need 2 on the board, and then just in case one goes to damage, the third is there as insurance. It's a very crucial finishing play, so I feel happy just running 3. I run 3 Beatrice. Beatrice is a revive that doesn't cost Counterblast, and also a very good backup ride target, or even primary ride target into some matchups like Gavrail. For the Gavrail matchup, since you can't use Sentinels to guard the Hamiel, or if they're running Mobile Hospital, you can just ride into Beatrice, go Protect 2, and use the big ghosty intercepts to uh, to guard the Hamiel attack. You can also have pump out more attacks than Nitros, though most of them are much smaller. Uh, yeah, and so she can have a decent push whilst having a much better defensive game than Nitros. So I'm running 3, both for the backup ride as well as the Soul Blast one to revive. I'm running 3 Heal Guardians. Heal Guardians are just busted. They they help you survive your early turns against XL matchups, which can rush you down, or help you survive again the Gavrail matchup. -2 crit to the Hamiel while you're still on grade 2. I only run 3 because we do have a heal with a ghosty name, which is very nice to end Beatrice turn on, especially on Protect 2 where it's a 35k intercept. Uh, Banshee can also help if you're being choice restricted, or not choice restricted, if you're being damage denied in your grade 3 turn. You can just call it down, use your Columbard, or go into your do your Nitros multi attacks after dealing yourself a damage. That's it for my grade 3s. It is quite a few grade 3s, but I think with how the deck is, you can afford to run this many. For my grade 2s, no question about it. I think 4 Columbard is needed for at least V. He's just your best grade 2 ride. If you're going into matchups against meta decks like Prism or Luard and you don't hit your grade 2 Columbard ride, you're way behind. he's almost essential for those matchups just to hit that grade 2 Columbard. Um, just and then just again the ability to tutor anything from deck to your drop zone, and then revive anything from your drop zone. In addition to that, is very powerful, all for one counterblast. So I think no questions for Columbard in V. The next one is I run 2 Greed Shades. Now, I used to run Greed Shade at 3 or 4, but I needed to make room for other cards, and I think I would rather lose out on Greed Shades than Columbards. And Greed Shade is very nice, but his skill is rear only for the one placed to discard, mill 2, grab something from drop. You can easily tutor him out with Columbard. And if you need anything, you can you have multiple ways to revive him when he goes to drop, and you don't often need to exchange something from drop early on. So yeah, that's why I run them at 2. For my next grade 2, I'd run Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship at 2 just for for the quad Ghost Ship turns on Nightrose. You can also turn uh, rev- uh, to tutor out and revive Ghost Ship with Columbard for early pressure and draw. Ghost Ship is just really good. I run 1 Jesse the Ghosty. Uh, he's an attack extender for ghosties. He's a CC for your Nitro turns if you need it. For if you're getting damaged on grade 3, you can just ride up to Nitros, call Heal Guardian, call Columbard, call out Jesse, or tutor something out, then call out Jesse, and then you'll have the CC to reuse that counterblast for your multi attacks with Nitros, which is very powerful. It didn't come up for me in the tournament, but it is something to keep in mind. And then with Beatrice, you can just attack with him. You can attack with Skull Dragon. Skull Dragon retires. Beatrice calls Jesse. Jesse retires. You call a lower ghost. Counter charges, and then you can reuse the counter blast to call another lower ghosty. So it's a very good combo. So that's it for my grade 2s. It is rather low, but I'm making room for my important grade 1s and the extra Skull Dragon to just make sure I can finish off opponents. So for my grade 1s, I run for Bone. His ability is just very good in this deck. You're going to be hitting 10 drops super easily, so being able to revive anything with just a discard is great for the turns where you just barely survive. You have 1 card left in hand and you draw into a second, and you have 2 bones and drop. You get dealt 2 Skull Dragons just like that. He also makes it harder for you to deck out since he goes to bottom deck to activate his skill, just thickening the deck. Yeah, no, he's just cracked. Very good. Definitely a 4 of an V. My next grade 1 is one of the reasons Bone can easily hit 10 drop is Navigator. Navigator skill is you rest 2 rear guards, mill 5. and that just accelerates your drop zone super nicely, making your Skull Dragons hit massive, making it easier to toolbox, making it just like making the conditions for cards like Bone super easy to hit. He's definitely the MVP, and I'm really looking forward to the rarity bump he'll be getting in the next clan collection. The next card is 3 Sea Strolling Banshee. Really good card to ride. It's one place on B. Just grab anything from deck, put it in drop zone. You can use it to get your Skull Dragons, Ghost Ships, Beatrices, and drop super easily. And then her rear guard skill is also extremely good. Just milling 2, and then if you mill a trigger, you get a draw off her by retiring her, which you'll be retiring most of the time anyway because of because of Nightrose's skill. So yeah, no, Sea Strong Banshee is very good. Uh, Definitely wish I had room to run 4, but I think the other cards I have are more valuable. I run also 2 Damien the Ghosty. Uh, Similar to Sea Strolling, he has an odd place to search for any ghosty specifically to put it in drop, but he works VR. Damien's very good to just. He also only works one place from hand, so Damien's just really good for tutoring out your Jessie or your Beatrice. Um, Especially on the games you're going for the Beatrice main Vanguard plays. Just being able to guarantee your ghosty attack extenders in drop. Uh, so his second skill is similar to again Jesse's second skill, uh, but it's locked to a ghosty vanguard. Where at the end of the battle, if you have a vanguard with ghosty in its name, he retires himself and has a hard once per turn counter charge. So this allows you to get 4 attacks off Beatrice for 2 CB, which is very, very nice. Though most of the attacks will be hitting for low power, but you can start out on a Skull Dragon and work your way down. My next grade 1 is probably the actual one of the MVPs of my run, Cyril the Ghosty. Uh, his skills, if I have 15 or more in drop, he gets 10k power, 10k shield. So for when I'm playing Beatrice, he has 20k shield just by himself, and Beatrice gives him the ability to intercept. So 25k interceptor when I'm sitting on Beatrice, 35k if he's on Protect 2. So that makes guarding Hamiels much easier. Uh, Also for Nightrose, he's makes my turns more lethal. I can just revive him behind Nightrose. He's a 23k booster, making my Nightrose column 45k rather than the rather weak 22k. So it's just not. It makes my opponent think that much harder about. Okay, I have 4 Skull Dragons coming, but his Vanguard is also 45k. So yeah, definitely an MVP of the run. So yeah, that's it for the grade ones. For my triggers, I run 2 draw PDs. PGs are nice, but having draws in Grand Blue can be an issue with deck out. If you have 1 draw left when you're extremely low on deck, that is very dangerous. I run 2 Crit Sentinels. Just the other 2, just having 30k shields is fine for most matchups rather than PGs. And the extra crits just make the deck that much more lethal. And then I run 4 of the Mimic crits. 4 of the uh, Banshee crits. Best looking crit, obviously. You just go 10 crits, just keep up the pressure. Hitting crits, throwing it on a Skull Dragon makes for a really bad time for your opponent. And then my last trigger is the grade 0 heal. You know, if you noticed, I only had 3 heal guardians. This is the last heal on the deck. It's Rick the Ghosty. It has a ghosty name, so Beatrice will give it intercept. You can end the Beatrice combo on it. It's just a very good card. And then, uh, and just having 20k shield for Nitro sometimes makes a difference. And then lastly, I just have Grenache as my starter. There's some cards that um, I could have ran, like Tommy, the grade 3 searcher. I just, uh, when I have cards like Navigator, I just don't think grade 3 searchers are that necessary. I didn't feel like it warranted running more Greed Shade, and I feel very validated by that since Cyril was the one I cut the Go third Ghost Chase for, and he came in clutch, winning me several games. Yeah, no, that was my deck I brought to the VAO BRO tournament and took all the way to 4th place.